ABC bigwigs are reportedly considering a rebranded spin-off of Roseanne focused on Sara Gilbert's character Darlene and her children. Tom Werner, who produced Roseanne through his company Carsey Werner, is involved in the effort to reboot the show around Gilbert, and John Goodman is very interested, sources familiar with the situation told. Gilbert has even been calling cast members herself to gauge interest, those sources said. Her character Darlene, a mother of two, ended the rebooted season 10 stuck unhappily in a job as a cocktail waitress on a riverboat casino. Several season 10 storylines focused on Darlene's children Harris Emma Kenney and Mark Ames McNamara, including Harris's misbehavior and Mark's preference for women's clothing. Meanwhile, multiple sources told DailyMail.com that a possible spin-off of the show is not out of the question, potentially featuring Gilbert, Goodman and Laurie Metcalf. One of the sources said that Gilbert is dealing with the cast and crew after the fallout from creator Roseanne Barr's racist tweet left over 200 people without a job, and will be speaking with writers and producers this week in a meeting that had already been planned prior to Tuesday. The second source said that Goodman and Metcalf would be open to filming with one another and Gilbert, provided that the writers and producers could come up with the right idea. That source added that nothing had been presented to either actor at this time and likely would not be discussed until after Metcalf completed her run in Three Tall Women on Broadway. Goodman and Metcalf have no upcoming projects at this time due to the fact that they were scheduled to start filming in July. Metcalf, who is in a production of Three Tall Women on Broadway, was photographed on stage Wednesday for the first time since the scandal broke. Reps for ABC and Metcalf did not respond to requests for comment. All three stars will be paid for the 13-episode season regardless of whether or not they film, according to The Hollywood Reporter, with their $300,000 per episode contracts coming out to just over $3 million in potential pay. That is close to $9 million that will have to be paid out for just those three stars, on top of the millions ABC is set to lose in potential revenue from ad sales. Meanwhile, Tom Arnold is claiming this could all cost ABC up to $1 billion in lost ad revenue and salaries. Roseanne and its star had been front and center at the network's upfronts just a few weeks ago, leading the push to lure in advertisers for ABC. At that presentation, Ben Sherwood, the president of the Disney ABC television group, joked about the star's Twitter. "For the record, I have absolutely nothing to do with Roseanne's Twitter account," joked Sherwood. "Take a look at her most recent tweet. It was all her." Sherwood then displayed a series of fake tweets from Barr. Roseanne finished the season as the second most watched scripted program on television according to Nielsen ratings released on Wednesday, trailing behind only NBC juggernaut This Is Us, and that could change in the coming week when DVR views are factored in, possibly putting Roseanne in the top spot. Production company Carsey Werner would also be up for a rebooted reboot, said the sources, though neither believed that less than span style equals font size 16px greater than ABC was involved in any discussions at this time, or even open to the idea of the series continuing without Barr. Less than span greater than less than span style equals font size 16px greater than less than span greater than less than span style equals font size 16px greater than. The new season went into pre-production on Tuesday, with the writers reporting to work and learning they were fired after ABC released their statement. Less than span greater than less than span style equals font size 16px greater than. It was a much different writers' room this season, however, with Whitney Cummings, Morgan Murphy and Wanda Sykes all gone. Less than span greater than less than span style equals font size 16px greater than. Prior to the cancellation, Gilbert denounced Barr's tweet and made it clear that this latest remark was the final straw. Less than span greater than less than span style equals font size 16px greater than. Roseanne's recent comments about Valerie Jarrett, and so much more, are abhorrent and do not reflect the beliefs of our cast and crew or anyone associated with our show. I am disappointed in her actions to say the least, wrote Gilbert. Span greater than span style equals font size 16px greater than. This is incredibly sad and difficult for all of us, as we've created a show that we believe in, are proud of, and that audiences love, one that is separate and apart from the opinions and words of one cast member. Span greater than span style equals font size 16px greater than Barr initially expressed shock and called Gilbert's remarks unreal, but then backtracked and said she harbored no ill will towards the actress who was the driving force behind the reboot.